sometimes it's very, very hard to count your blessings.
It is.
When you're walking through mud, when you're going uphill. You know, some people may be listening, thinking the same way or in the same boat about this is a great week to be thankful for everything. But how would you approach those people who are walking through mire, maybe walking through mud, and yet there is an opportunity to still count your blessings?
Yeah, I would say that learning to be grateful and building a habit of thankfulness. And I've been through stages where I would force myself in the morning to come up with 3 things that I was thankful for. That's not there to minimize the struggle or to do away with the struggle. The struggle is real. It's a way of, again, reshaping our brain, but reminding us that God is good and God is always with us, even when it's hard, and truth, beauty, and goodness are always present. So even if one of those 3 things is simply, I woke up and I took a breath, that is good. I encountered someone else in the day. That is good. The sun came up this morning. Even if it was mired in fog or whatever, that is good.
Can I interrupt? Does you actually vouch for that and you believe that helped you a lot when you were doing that practice? Because there's like a cynical part within me that when you hear like a step like that I'm like, that ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah, it's not
really,
Yeah, and it's not a magic bullet. It's not like it's not like you're going through a struggle. You sit down, you come up with 3 things, and all of a sudden life is great.
No, of course not.
Now
right?
It's fabulous.
But you reckon
that habit over time, I think, is a really good thing. A number of weeks ago, I think I've talked about this. There was a Saturday in particular, this had been building for some time. I'd been going through a habit in my thinking where I've got just under 20 years until I retire. And I was thinking, man, is this all life is until I retire? I've taken on a bigger mortgage, so now I'm just got this bigger mortgage. I'm just going to be working to pay this off and having to look after this property. Why would I eat healthily? And why would I do exercise to extend my life when this is all it's going to be? It wasn't suicidal, but certainly in a depressed state.
Yeah, pretty dark outlook on things.
Why would I not eat the pie? In order to extend my life a bit further. Butter chicken pies are great. Why would I not eat them every single day in order to extend my life? And it was relatively dark. I felt really, really low, and life felt pointless. And then I went, but actually my life is good. This is ridiculous. I live in a fabulous home. I've got an amazing family. The stuff that I do, like this, getting to sit on the radio and chat with you guys and the audience, that is a huge privilege. What am I doing in my thinking? So then I had to turn and go, okay, what am I thankful for? And recognizing that I'd got into that really low place was part of it, just looking at it and assessing it, but then working out what is it that I'm grateful for, even if the start of that is really small. It's the building of the habit of that to see the world differently. And suffering it's simply part of life. Our culture tells us that it's the worst possible thing, that you could go through any sort of suffering. But that's a very modern Western idea. Suffering is simply part of life, and it's not easy, and it is hard. It's a grind, but truth, beauty, and goodness are still present.
Well said. That access of perspective, right? It's very hard to get your head around it sometimes, but once you do, with those things that you just spoke about, man, I've got a privilege of being here and being able to talk to you, Frank, and talk to Bjorn. Once you say it out loud as well, I think that's very therapeutic, saying it out loud.
Yeah, and I just want to say to people who might be listening and going, yeah, but you live a good life. I do. I live in a lovely house. I have an amazing family. There's been no breakup there. My daughter has health issues, but she's still an amazing, intelligent daughter. And the work that I get to do is a huge privilege. And I know there are people listening in who are probably going to be going, yeah, but you don't struggle to put food on the table. You don't struggle to heat your home. You haven't had a divorce. You haven't lost your real loved ones. And I just say, yeah, you're right. I don't know what it's like to walk through that sort of suffering. I could point back to my childhood, but I won't. And I don't know what it's like to walk that at the moment, but truth, beauty, and goodness are still present. Again, that doesn't minimize the struggle, but it helps us to see a way through the fog.